10 years ago, the Great Recession started, and many would debate that there were various reasons towards why the Great Recession of 2008 happened, but mainly it was due to debt and a misunderstanding of debt and leverage on parts of institutions, individuals, and governments. So, what is debt exactly? Many people understand the opposite of debt, which is savings. Savings is when you spend less money today so that you can spend more in the future. And that's a very simplified explanation, but as long as you get the point. Debt, on the other hand, is the reverse. You spend more today in the hopes that you could make more in the future, and if you don't, you have to spend less in the future to make up for the debt that you took on today. And this whole misunderstanding of debt came when asset prices like houses and stocks were inflated. And a lot of people mistaken this available credit that was in the market, this leverage that people use, as intellect or genius. Simply put, if something rises in price and you don't know what's happening, pretty sure you should go check on your investment. You want to know why you made money just as much as why you didn't make money, and that's just a prudent rationalization on something. But anyways, coming back towards debt. So debt isn't necessarily a bad thing if used properly. Earlier I talked about the anticipation of using debt today to raise future income. And this can be done in many ways. Like you borrow for a student loan today to further your education, to gain more skills, but in the future you might need to spend less. However, if you use your time well in college and you get good grades, you read the books, you do everything that was required of you, and you get a good job that raises your future income, then the debt seems to even itself out and it's justified. However, if you borrow to buy a flat screen TV, then in the future you will need to tighten your belt and pay back the debt. It's the same with other assets like a house. When you borrow and you buy a house, technically this is how your income level should work. Maybe tilted slightly, so because you might earn more in the future due to inflation and hopefully you get promoted. But if you borrow more today and the house doesn't raise your future income, so either way, that discrepancy right there between what you borrow and what you need to pay out and what your future income will be the gap that you need to fill in the future by cutting down your future expenses to satisfy your future debt obligations. If you get nothing out of this video, I guess you could understand this. If you take on debt, make sure that you have a plan for it and that you understand what kind of debt you're taking, like what kind of interest rates. Let's start with that. There are multiple variations of interest rates. Some are fixed, some are variable, and then some you pay more upfront, then you pay less upfront, and then you pay less at the end. But essentially, if someone's giving you something in the financial world, they're taking something away for you. It's always a trade. Whether you give it sooner or later, that is the question. And also how. So be smart with debt, guys, and learn from what happened in 2008. Thanks for watching.